First, find a side hustle where you can make a consistent $150 per week. Then, open an online brokerage account and a Roth IRA at a company like Vanguard or Fidelity, not Robinhood. Then, deposit every penny into your Roth IRA until you hit your annual limit, which is $6,000. It should take you 9 months. Then, save the rest for taxes and expenses. That's about $1,800. If you buy an S&P 500 or total stock market index fund, you can expect about an 8% return. So in 35 years, you'll have over $1 million. And of that, you only contributed $210,000. So that's over $800,000 in growth for doing nothing.
Where is the best place to put your money? If you put $250 per month over the last 40 years into each of these places, which one gave the best return? If you just put cash under the mattress, there's a 0% return, leaving you with $120,000, the same amount of money you put in. If you put into a high yield savings account, the average rate of return was 3.6%, leaving you with over $259,000. If you invested that money into your primary home, you would have had a 4.5% appreciation of your home, giving you $320,000, although that doesn't even include the associated costs of homeownership. And if you invested it into the S&P 500, you would have gotten an 11.5% return, leaving you with over $1.9 million. What's your plan for the next 40 years?
Hey, did you see this? The stock market hit a new record this week. Yeah, so what? That happens all the time. Well, I was gonna buy more index funds, but now the price has gone up so much that I think I'm gonna wait. I see what's happening. You're getting tripped up on the price, and that's because of a psychological bias called anchoring. I just don't want to lose money. I don't know what you're talking about. Of course, I mean, none of us want to lose money, but this idea that an index fund or a stock is going to go back to the original price of when you started investing or when you recently invested is based on nothing but speculation. It's actually keeping you out of the market and it's costing you money. Ugh, great. So what should I do? You have to automate this process as much as possible so you don't have to go through this mental exercise every time you invest. You have to stop thinking like a day trader and start thinking like a long-term investor. These investments that you're buying today, you're going to hold on to them for years. And remember that the prices that you're paying now are going to seem like a bargain in 5 or 10 years.
What they don't teach you in school. Debt and taxes make the rich and wealthy richer and wealthier. Debt and taxes make the middle class and lower class less wealthy and put them in more debt. The wealthy understand money and understand how to leverage debt properly and make more money with it, while the financially uneducated dig themselves deeper by getting into more debt and not understanding how to properly leverage money and make more money.
12 years early, just by paying $84 a month.
I used to think that way too. And then I realized that wealthy people think completely different than broke people. You see, we're only looking at one side of the balance sheet. Broke people look at the cost of everything and the value of nearly nothing. Wealthy people look at the cost of nearly nothing and the value of nearly everything. It's why Warren Buffett says price is what you pay, value is what you get. So yeah, you can pay $84 a month and pay off a mortgage a whole lot sooner and save $14,000 in interest. But is that the whole story? What if you invested that $84 or $1,000 a year over 30 years at 7% interest? You'd earn $101,000. So, you would save $14,000 in interest, but you lose the ability to earn $100,000. That's a net loss of $86,000. Believe me? How do banks make money?
Here's why it's better to be a business than an employee. The employee makes $100 by working hourly. The business makes $100 from making an online sale. Before the employee gets his money, taxes have to be taken out. The business, however, gets to spend that whole $100 on all kinds of expenses. They get to reinvest by taking write-offs. After taxes, the employee gets $80. After expenses, the business still has $20. It's not over yet. The employee still has to pay for their expenses. The business has to pay taxes. At the very end, they're both left with $16 in profits. The employee only got to spend $64 on expenses and had to pay $20 worth of taxes. The business got to spend a whopping $80 on expenses and only had to pay $4 in taxes. It all comes down to one thing. Do you get to spend your money before you pay taxes or after you pay taxes? Educate and be good to future you.
Before I show you exactly how to start an S-Corp, we need to understand why we're doing it. Let's go over this first.
This is the cash flow quadrant. Each square represents a different type of income. Employees, hourly workers, and W-2 earners pay around 40% in taxes. Sole proprietors, 1099, and self-employed pay around 60% in taxes because they also have to pay the employer portion of Medicare and Social Security. Investment income like stocks and rental properties is taxed at a capital gains rate of 15%. Businesses like S-Corps and C-Corps are only taxed at 20%. Most people are on this side. The goal is to get from this side over to this side. We do that by forming an LLC and electing to have it taxed as an S-Corp or a C-Corp.